All right, guys, welcome back. We are doing a continuation of our little series discussing how we started Coconutcup, and we left off on where we mentioned on the farm, however you want to put it. So we're gonna continue from there, and we can start with the creative cooking.
Yeah, so we used to do like creative cooking as in content wise. So we used to post like a lot of different Jamaican meal with a twist, you know what I mean? Because we never like to do the same old thing that everyone is doing. So I got very creative. Kayla used to be behind the scene holding the camera and all of these fancy stuff, and everyone used to be fascinated with the food, and it drew a lot of attention because, as I mentioned, I used to put food in the coconut cup, and then we started to, everyone used to, how can I get tasted? And, it started to build a whole different audience. It started to travel. So with that creative cooking now, you know, it built a lot of attention from, I think, worldwide itself. So a lot of people always like, how can we get to taste the food? How can so that used to be the topic itself. Yeah.
So I'll add with the creative cooking. We actually call it in the kitchen. Was it something like that?
Yeah, I think we even have some YouTube video that we used to like different hosts, different like
So we invited like
friends.
I don't want to say random people. Some were friends, some were people we met from Instagram, and we invite them in pairs of two. Pretty much they'd come in and pretty much take over our kitchen and cook their own meal, and we will assist here and there, and we just kind of plate it and display it, and we'll video the whole session and everything. So we will start with friends, then we invited
Yeah, I would say
people from Instagram.
Yeah, I would say networking. That was it, and it become a thing where everyone used to be attracted by our farm, our style of cooking, because we used to do so much different stuff, and we used to just create a whole different recipe with our original Jamaican recipe, and there we go.
So pretty much from there, we couldn't invite everyone. So at some point, people were asking, how they could be included in this, or if they couldn't get an invite and so on. So we wanted to kind of extend it in a way, but in a different way, in that sense. And I think that's when we kind of started with the seafood Saturdays.
Oh yes, because everyone on the internet used to be like, "How can we taste this food?" So we came up with something. I would say, all right, let's do this. Let's try this, because it's like we're literally gonna try something else different that we never have ever thought of doing itself. So I came up with the idea. I said, let's get a flyer and stuff like that, and we put something together itself. And I think what we did, because it's all about trying something else different, at least I could say it was like building.
Yeah, it was just a stepping stone to bring us where we are today. Just one of those things. And we did the flyer, we promoted it in a sense. The turnout was it was good. We got a
The first
good amount
day,
of ticket sales.
the first day, I think it sold out, and we took
a few more orders.
we took a few.
And I think that's when we kind of
That
we kind of went wrong with that, because we had pickup and then we had delivery.
So it's like going into something that you never sign up for, that you are lack of experience with that level of volume of people that gonna support you on that first day, that first week. So people from all over New York, even New Jersey as well. So Connecticut. So it was like a sold out first week in the sense of that. But stick around. That doesn't get any more better than that.
No, not only that, because what was crazy is, remember we said it was seafood Saturdays, and if somebody says seafood Saturdays, you expect it to be just a Saturday. Food is prepared, you come pick up or you get it delivered, whatever the means was. Tell me why. We had orders going out Sunday, Monday, straight into, was it Wednesday?
Alright, guys, so the it's like we're going into something that we didn't know. We're unexperienced.
Somebody took more orders than they could.
Yeah, and the thing
Deliver.
about it is like we mentioned delivery, and it was like we learned our lesson with that first one. So I could definitely say it's like even 10 o'clock in the night we still have orders going out, and we could complete. We take two. It's like that was like one of the worst day ever.
Listen, audience said, would you do this next week?
No, stick a pin right there. It's like the load of work that was there to be done. We have to invite even a friend of us
Crystal.
to pick up food.
Crystal came to pick up food for our mother, and Crystal turned Brooklyn delivery driver. Crystal.
So friends that came to pick up their food, we have to even put them in the kitchen as well. Mother came to pick up food, we put the mother in the kitchen, so we need a full answer. We alone couldn't handle that volume. Yeah, so
everybody had to pitch in.
So everyone that came to pick up their food, we ended up having to even put them in the kitchen. So even the friends have to become workers on that day itself.
Oh, we had Crystal, Andreen, your mother.
Everybody that came, the support system, we had to utilize them as labor on that day. So everyone does, but even who didn't get their food on the Saturday, we had to be delivering it on the Sunday.
Because at the end of the day, they paid for their food.
Yes, so
and they still wanted it, even though it wasn't a Saturday. They still wanted it.
Some of them we had to call them, as in we try to practice very good customer service. So we had to call them, we had to apologize, and they'll be like, "No man, everything good." Shout out to those people, because let me tell you this, they was just excited more than anything. They don't care if they got the food on Thursday or what's it, they just wanted the food. Eventually someone didn't even got their food, and I think it was had a year. That person literally came and said, "Oh, you know, such and such, I will never get my food." I will end up have to be given that person funny enough, that person food itself, and we took care of that person, because you know that was just the starting point.
So yeah, that was
Seafood
Saturdays.
Yes.
So from Seafood Saturday, we realized, okay, we have the support, as in, you know, we have the clientele there, and we realized, well, we needed more people in order to offer that kind of service in that sense. So we decided, instead of doing, you know, the pickup, the delivery, let's eliminate the delivery, because we didn't have enough people to do that. And we decided, okay, let's do one big thing, where instead of, you know, trying to deliver, everybody came to us. And that's when we did the first fish fry.
Yeah, so we did a first fish fry, in the sense of we're still trying to figure out what we should literally dive in, because we didn't want to just dive into a restaurant. So it's like, let's do something else different. Let's see if we could make some money. Let's see if we could, you know, start to develop it, because it started out as nothing, then it turned into like a business now, where it's like our eyes start to open, because it's drawing so many attention globally, not only locally. Because everywhere we start to go, we start to hear, oh, the coconut such and such. So literally we started with the fish fry, and then we started to sell tickets online, right?
Yeah, the fish fry was online.
Yeah, so we did a fish fry, and the first one, right? What was the first one again?
I feel like the first one served the purpose.
Yeah.
Served its purpose.
I think
it was good.
It was good, even though it's like there's no success without a fight. Here comes the rain. So it was a journey filled with drama, but I think the struggle is what brought us right here. So there's no success without a little bit of drama, but the goal is to enjoy that process. So those fish fry, you know, we we book a little DJ, we get a little tent, we do all of them little stuff.
Yeah.
So I would say those taught me how to find a fish market where they sell it wholesale because you want to make a profit, right? So which you have to seek source. So it's a part of that journey where you have to go through, like you have to ask questions because these knowledge just don't just come to you just like that. It's like you have to source all of these things if you want to make a profit because we can't just run to the fish market and get the fish market price. We need a wholesale price. So we have to source all of those things. I have to find out all of these information, which is the very key in business. So literally, that was just some of the process that we had to go through just to be right here now. And I think we wasn't making any profit back then, but back then help us to where we're at right now. So we know all the little details, the little fine prints, the little wholesales, all of these necessary stuff where you can make a profit. So all of those journey that we took, we didn't even regret a bit of it, but we were enjoying ourselves.
Fish fry over and done with. We did 2 fish fries, or was it 3?
Yeah, we do a few of them. You know what I mean? We did a few of them.
I think it was the last one we decided.
And the best part about it is they wasn't profitable, but we were literally enjoying, entertaining, and fulfilling our fans at the same time because a lot of people wanted to try the food, and so we were just giving back to the support itself. It wasn't profitable, but it was just promoting
I think that's
us.
something to keep in mind too, especially when you're new in the business. You can't go into the mindset in the first month or the first 2 months you're going to make a solid profit. It takes money to make money. So it's like we go in and you get the clientele and you get the support and everything.
And even if you have money or whatsoever, it's a level. It's like if you don't go through these ups and downs, the information is like one of the key things in business. As in, I used to go around when I just started. I used to go to the supermarket. As I mentioned, now I have to go to the wholesale. And then when I found out I could get it cheaper than the wholesale, now I got to go down to the food and produce market, where all wholesale get their stuff. So there's always a different. It's like you just gotta get the knowledge first, in the sense of to operate a business. It's not just diving because everyone feels like starting up an Instagram account these days, or it's a business. It's not, and we're far from that. But these little stuff that we've been through, we realized, oh, we didn't have a business. We were just enjoying that because at the end of the day, we invest our money into it, but we didn't get any return because we didn't know nothing about the business itself. So that's like a key factor, and we're going to touch on those topics as we go by and by. Fish fry?
Fish fries over and done with.
Alright, so guys, when we realized that we wasn't making any money.
Yeah, because really and truly, you're going to do something so much till you realize, okay, maybe you need to pivot and go elsewhere. And that's pretty much what we did. We went back to the farm. We went back to focusing on the farm because then this was after COVID. Officially, COVID was 2020, so 2021, I'd say.
Yes.
We went back to the farm and we started to we hosted.
No, it didn't. We didn't went straight back to the farm. I guess we used to.
We were doing 1 and 2 caterings in between.
Yeah, we're doing catering in between, and then after, I think someone sent me a message. Oh, they want a dinner for. I think we did.
It was a private dinner.
They want a private. They had an anniversary and they need a anniversary dinner for 2, and I'm like, really? On my farm? She said yes. I'm like,
because we didn't promote the farm for that purpose.
Yeah.
It was just an enjoyment era for us and friends.
yes. So she reached out. I'm like, yeah, Sunday, and I think it was just 1 week notice. I'm like, wow, really? And then I don't know how much I charged that person. How much you think?
I could go back to one of the old invoices.
No, I know.
It wasn't much. I promise you.
I think it was I think 350.
Three something. It was probably three something. And needless, I say, you got a lot for the money.
Yeah. So
you got a lot for the money.
So with that, no, I think it was 350. No, yeah.
Something like that.
And then I think she sent her deposit $200. I was like, wow.
Actually doing this.
Actually doing it. So, my style, I always try to go above and beyond. Especially if I'm doing something, I'm going to do it good and done. So, I'm like, how can I pull off this now? So I went, set up the farm, and we have little accessories and stuff like that. Little flowers,
I could decor here and there.
Yes, so Kayla would fill in with a little decor and stuff like that. So with that, now I'm like, oh, can I have this more entertaining around the farm? Because the farm a big corn. There's a lot of corns.
We didn't have a lot of corn then.
And some vegetables on the plant. I'm like, why the person really want to come out of my yard but go have private dinner? I'm like, alright, let's give her a private dinner. I'm like, okay, come. Then I had this friend of mine, he played saxophone. His name is Justin. I think when I first met Justin did Kayla birthday. The saxophone guy, he was like, playing saxophone. I said, Justin, where you at? You busy Sunday? I'm like, yeah, I need you to come do something for me. Oh yeah, I have this couple that they're gonna come on the farm and stuff like that. So I got a saxophone guy and Justin came. So I was like, let's just give them private dinner, and let me tell you something. That evening was magical. That evening was one of the evening that was like, So, I recorded it, and then with Justin playing the saxophone, you have this dry ice coming out and nice food, fresh lobster tail. Yeah, food production. And let me tell you, a piece of kissing happened on the farm. I'm like, look at love. I'm like, wow, I made someone dream come true. Come true. So with that itself, that moment started to bring like
a lot of requests. When you posted that, we got a lot of feedback on it.
Yeah, so on the internet, a lot of feedback. So that's when everyone wanted to come on the farm, and then we started to take. Then
we took them as they came. So it wasn't only just dinner for twos. We had, when we built out the farm, when the farm was fully built out, we did up to 15.
Yeah, because everyone was like coming. It started from dinner for 2 until it reached like dinner for 20 on the farm. So whenever we see,
and it was at various events, birthdays, anniversary.
Listen, it was a thing, because COVID was like, I think it was dying down.
Not necessarily. It was just that restaurants were still closed.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like people were just stuck home. They didn't have anywhere to go out and eat. So it was just like, okay, outdoor space, nice private dining experience, the full shabam.
And we was given that. We was given exclusive, private, intimate, everything that you could think of. At that time when COVID was happening and everyone was home depressed and wanted to go out to, have some, it was all about private at that time. So that was just a lifestyle everyone was like tuning into, and we had that to offer on the farm.
And it was fun though, because even, I remember a lot of evenings I was rushing home to do the decor, whether it was to do like a balloon setup or, move around the furniture, change out the pillows, just to color coordinate everything. Because, like I said, if it was a birthday, a matching theme, if the person said their favorite color is pink or red, whatever it was, I was doing like a full decor for it. If it was at a candlelight dinner, we did the entire thing. So, you know, as we posted this from the dinner to 2, dinner to 4, dinner to 6, dinner to 8, and like mentioned, up to 20 people, we did like full birthday parties. And it was nice.
No,
It was nice.
no, it was getting so much attention from all over the country. As in, people from California came, people from Florida came, people from even Jamaica came. They have to come on the farm.
You remember that one with the limousine that pulled up?
Listen, every type of vehicle came on the farm, from a Rolls Royce, limousine, every type of vehicle that you could think of came on the farm. So we brought them to the farm. As in high-end type of people like, oh, I need to experience the farm. So when I really and truly see that we have that impact, and you know, the price kind of start to step up now. You know, because a lot of people was like reaching out. Everyone wanted the experience because as I mentioned, I didn't came to sell just food. It's an experience, and that's what we want all these customers by. The customer service, not just because we have it around our yard, but it's like we're very professional at what we were doing. So the feedback was like great. People was like recommending us, and it was just.
But it didn't just end there, because remember, after the spring summer ran off and it started to get cold, we had to pivot.
Listen, we can do a whole series on the farm itself, because it used to be right next to a church, and
you remember the church?
No. So listen, that church, no.
Still our current church.
Yeah, so the farm brought us even closer to God, because I think the pastor one day, a friend of the pastor showed the pastor, he said, this is your church, this is what going next to it. So one day the pastor see me and said, I want to meet you. Very cool, humble pastor. You know what I mean? You know, I think that pastor in the sense let us in the sense of, as in we always see church and we feel like, okay, right, I guess older pastor is this young pastor. You know what I mean? Very nice guy. As in
Pastor Rich.
Yeah, Pastor Rich, you know, Bronx Better Day itself, and he greet me and like, okay, I see you going on with some. He came on the farm and we're literally talking, and you know, I met him and it was like, okay, such and such, because everything was responsible. We wasn't playing any loud music to disturb anybody. We always keep it responsible. So it wasn't like a loud, vulgar type of event or whatever going on the farm. So with that itself, it's like there's so much different things. There's so many different people that came on the farm. People from all different white, black, Hispanic, all different race came on the farm. So it was quite an experience that everyone had on the farm.
The bubble.
The bubble?
We're going to talk about the bubble.
Started.
As I mentioned, when we moved into fall and of course New York started getting chilly, the farm was an open space, you know. Started getting chilly and Odion was like, all right, if we're going to continue doing this.
No, because it was making money now. The farm was literally paying bills. So,
Sure was.
So the farm used to the farm was making money. So we had to like, if winter come, farm lockdown, so no money, right?
And that wasn't gonna be the case.
That wasn't the case. So we got creative, and then we saw like some bubbles online. Those, you know, those
giant
bubbles, yes.
Clear plastic bubbles.
So I came up with a few ideas, and we installed like some bubbles, 2 giant bubbles around on the farm, and it was coming down to falls, so you know, we started to put up like Christmas stuff inside it. We put a fire pit, so we were looking like Colorado whenever snow fall. I remember the first time we had a snowstorm the night. one of my bubbles dropped down. So it was just a journey. It was just, listen.
No. Remember when the bubble dropped down and me being me, because I ain't going out in no snow, and I was in the room peeping through the window while Mr. Man out there in the morning using the little stick to try and shake off the snow off the top. Because when it collapses in. So it's like you have to push the snow off for it to pop back out. That was a sight to see.
So I was literally have to be checking the weather non-stop to making sure that my bubbles are safe, are properly stabilized and fit for the weather. So it was like a whole process, but as I mentioned before, we were enjoying every moment of it. And it's like there's so much more, but guys, guess what? On the next series, we're gonna start off by giving you more of the journey itself, but we were having a time of our life until we, there's so much to come. We're very excited just to share these, I would say, rocks to where we at now.
But as per usual, we'll do this in another part. We'll move into, as we move closer to how we got into the catering aspect, the travel catering aspect. Mm-hmm. So our next part, we'll discuss that more length. So
yeah, because there's so much more, as in learning, especially you guys that starting out any form of business. I will say, it's like it's a process, and everyone that comes to me these days is like, listen, enjoy whatever you're doing. If you're not enjoying, because you can't really go in it for like money these days, because it's gonna be a big turn off. You're not gonna wake up with any joy, any excitement, and that's like the most thing that you could definitely do, like going out enjoying what you're doing. I think the money comes naturally after you show that level of passion and towards whatever you're doing. So until then, we will definitely give you more of the journey of the Coconut Cup. But anyway, guys, don't forget to click the website, get your Coconut Cup. All right, see you next time, guys.